Mikey Garcia claims that he wants the Manny Pacquiao fight. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Remstar Says So. It seems like chasing clout in boxing is the in thing right now, and here at Remstar Says So, us as a community, we're going to talk about it, we're going to discuss it. Mikey Garcia, who upped and left the PBC, took his ass over to Matchroom USA, now claims that he wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Mikey Garcia, let's be honest, yeah, his last outing of note was when he fought Errol Spence, and he got his ass handed to him every round for 12 and lost unanimously. He was so butthurt that he decided to fuck off Al Heyman, who rescued him from Bob Arum and Top Rank, and he went over and signed with Eddie Hearn for a fairly lucrative deal, I can't lie. I think he got $7 million when he fought Jesse Vargas. So now he's saying that his number one priority fight is to fight Manny Pacquiao, who is signed to Al Heyman and the PBC, fighting on Showtime and the other pay-per-view network that Al Heyman's got. He's got two networks going. Now, for me, I'm pretty sure that Manny Pacquiao probably has some sort of floating contract where he probably could fight on any network if he wanted to. Let's be honest, as I said in previous videos, Manny Pacquiao, he is the sort of cash cow of the lower weights. That's why everybody wants to fight him. So I'm not really too sure why Mikey thinks he's going to get the deal fighting Manny Pacquiao. He claims that he wants to fight Manny Pacquiao to cement his legacy and beat a legend, but realistically, who the hell cares? Manny Pacquiao is 42 years old now? Even if you beat him, it's you beat Manny Pacquiao in 2020, but was you going to beat Manny Pacquiao in 2010? Hell no. Mikey Garcia, he moved up to 147 and he faced Errol Spence, and it didn't particularly go his way. I'm pretty sure the Jesse Vargas fight was fought at 147 as well, and he won that unanimously, but let's be honest with ourselves, Jesse Vargas ain't shit. I think Mikey Garcia believes that he's going to be a title challenger at the 147 division, and I'm not really sure why he left the PBC if that's what he wants to do and really campaign, because I really just can't see Eddie Hearn snatching these fighters and bringing them across the board to go and fight on the zone. I think most Al Heyman fighters are fairly loyal to Al Heyman, and they only really leave with his blessing, i.e. to go and fight on a different network. But the fact is, they've got Showtime and they've got the other network as well, and why would you leave? It's a strange one. I'm not really too sure what Mikey Garcia thinks he's going to achieve, apart from earning huge paychecks to fight bums. I think if I was Mikey Garcia, what I'd probably do is probably see if you could get Eddie Hearn to hook you up with a Terence Crawford fight. I think that's more likely than fighting Pacquiao or Errol Spence, who's the unified champion over on the PBC. When it comes to the 147 division, PBC holds 3 of the 4 major belts, and Top Rank holds 1 of the others. If you're campaigning now at 147 and you've gone over to Matchroom, who have no belts and no real fighters, I'm not too sure what's going to happen. I think the likelihood is that we're probably going to see Mikey Garcia versus Kell Brook on pay-per-view in the UK, or Kell Brook going to America for a sort of farewell payday and fighting Mikey Garcia on DAZN in American primetime. That could probably get decent numbers actually, but it's a strange one. I just don't get it. Mikey Garcia also says that his number 2 priority fight, if he can't get the Manny Pacquiao fight, would be to fight Danny Garcia, and that's a strange one as well, because Danny Garcia is also signed to Al Heyman and the PBC, and Danny Garcia is the number 1 mandatory contender for Errol Spence's, I believe, WBC title. So Danny Garcia is in a position where he could be fighting for a unified 2-belt welterweight championship, why would you go over to the PBC? I mean, yes, you're going to earn money, but the fact is, Errol Spence is a pay-per-view star now, so I'm sure Al Heyman's going to look after Danny. Also, Danny Garcia really likes Al Heyman. He said it on numerous occasions that Al Heyman is the only person who's done him right in a boxing ring. And most people know that Eddie Hearn definitely doesn't give a shit about 90% of his boxers. And he generally doesn't deliver for them either. But that's a different story for a different video for a different day. Do you guys think that Manny Pacquiao will go over to DAZN, or do you think Danny's going to have to go back to PBC and fight Manny Pacquiao if that fight was to happen on Fox pay-per-view or Showtime pay-per-view? I mean, Manny Pacquiao's a big pay-per-view star, but also he's a money man. If DAZN will guarantee him more money regardless of the sales, then maybe he does go over to DAZN. One thing we know about DAZN is that they are used to paying people ridiculous sums of money for absolute bullshit. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he got paid very handsomely to just fuck about. And also, Mikey Garcia got paid $7 million to fight Jesse Vargas. DAZN do seem to have deep pockets for now, so maybe you will see Manny versus Mikey on DAZN. I mean, if the price is right, Al Heyman won't step in the way of the fight, but I'm sure Al Heyman would love to sort of run that promotion himself and sort of put it on pay-per-view, but money talks. Money is the biggest factor involved in all sorts of businesses, and let's not look at boxing as a sport. It is a business, and people generally go where the money is. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Do I think that Mikey Garcia is going to get to fight Pacquiao next? I think maybe there's like a 35 to 40% chance. The problem is, Manny Pacquiao, he could fight whoever he wants. Manny Pacquiao has fought in his last 2 fights, I think it was Keith Thurman and Adrian Broner. There's enough people over at 147, and Manny Pacquiao is a big enough draw that he could pretty much fight whoever he wants to, and he's still going to be paid handsomely for it. That's what happens when you're such a big name in the boxing world. And yes, he is a living legend. But who would I fancy to win that fight? I mean, as I made in a previous video, it all comes down to what concessions Mikey Garcia is going to have to give up. We all know the rumors about Manny Pacquiao. Is there going to be drugs testing? Is there going to be drugs testing all the way through? All that sort of thing. I mean, Manny Pacquiao, he is the A-side, and he will be the A-side in every fight he fights, unless he ever has a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. So, it's a strange one. People have to give up a load of concessions to fight a Manny Pacquiao, but it's always the biggest payday for almost every boxer he fights. So that's why people do it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, guys. Do you think that Mikey Garcia, while signed to Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, is likely to fight Manny Pacquiao or Danny Garcia? And do you think he could beat either of them? For me, I think he's just too small. I think Manny Pacquiao will smother him. I think Danny Garcia, even though Danny Garcia was an original 140, he moved up to 147. He's a lot bigger, and he's had a lot more time at the weight. So yeah, I would fancy Pacquiao or Danny Garcia to beat Mikey. I mean, I think if Mikey really wanted these fights, he should have stayed with the PBC. But, money talks. Can it happen now that he's not on the PBC? We will see. We will see. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Also, let me know where you're from. I did this a couple of months ago. If you're from a different country, or if you're from a different part of the UK, I'd really like to know where you guys are listening from. So please drop me a comment, hit like, hit subscribe, and share this video. That's the end of the show, because Remstar says so.